What is poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another season review. Today we're taking a look at another season of The Dragon Prince. Yesterday we took a look at Season 4, today we're taking a look at Season 5, and tomorrow we are taking a look at Season 6, all in anticipation for whenever Season 7 does drop. Dragon Prince does have 9 episodes every season, and they are all about 30 minutes long. So if you do want to watch all of Season 5, it is roughly around 4 hours, 3 hours, 3.5, depending on if you do skip through like the intros and credits and how much you're paying attention, how many breaks you need to take in between. Depends on how long it would roughly take. It took me around 4 hours to watch this season. I did watch it all in one night, as I normally do, but yeah, it is on Netflix. It is a Netflix original. So if you do want to watch this, you do have to pay £4.99 a month to get access to Netflix to watch this show. And without any further delay, let's get into the main story and see what Google has to say. So season 5 is all about the ocean and all about going on a sort of aquatic adventure. It picks off pretty much exactly where season 4 left off, with a gem being given to a giant water snake. Rayla and Callum do disappear and go on their own mission, go on their own adventure, leaving Callum's little brother to basically defend the village. And in this one, they go and try and sort of reconnect with some elves, and then they end up meeting each other, like coming back together with Callum's little brother, and they basically just go on a water adventure trying to find this prison, because this prison like is in the middle of the ocean. So they go to like this water mage who basically puts them through a bunch of trials for her to gain, like for them to gain her trust, and they then learn where this sort of prison is. So they go to a port, like a beach thing, where a load of villains and treacherous people travel through. They get a boat from the blind sailor, which they actually met a couple of seasons prior, back in season 2 or 3, I do believe. And he has a new harpy friend, which I do also think we saw in an earlier season, when Callum actually made the reference to Boomerang. They were riding through the desert on like a big sort of creature. I don't remember what it was. But they both return, and they are like sailing this boat, and they basically stole glow toads from the like sort of person who owns the port, and he's not too happy, so he chases them in his giant hermit crab based ship, and they all get captured, they all get thrown around. Callum gets beaten up because he won't use dark magic for him, and the wyvern girl does sort of pay for her freedom. She comes back to help them all escape, to help them get out. Aravos takes control over Callum, and they basically get the orb, get the crystal, get the gem that Aravos is stuck in, and basically stop Callum from being evil. And guess what? Claudia's dad dies yet again. Claudia's dad has died for the second time. The second fucking time in The Dragon Prince. And that is pretty much where the story ends. It is a pretty good story, and I do think it has picked up from season 4. I think this whole water adventure is really cool, and they are continuing to make these references to like Avatar: The Last Airbender, because we have book 1, Earth, but book 2, Wind, but book 3, Ocean, and so on and so forth. I think each book is like a different one of the elements, which is like a magic type in this sort of system, in this world. So again, it is very Avatar-like, going with each one of the elements, and every book is a new element, and Callum is slowly learning. He learned a lot about the ocean in this one, so it is again making more similarities to Avatar, with Callum learning how to use all types of magic. And the water animation is pretty sick. Again, the voice acting and animation is pretty standard. It's the same as the other 4 seasons. It is still the same quality. It still is holding up to this day. And the story is a lot better than season 4. I think it is a massive improvement. I liked the sort of world building and the world expanding of like all these new water places that they can go to, these new water-based characters, which we'll probably never see ever again, but it is still cool that this world is being built up and expanded upon as the seasons go on. It is really interesting, and we are getting closer and closer to that looming threat of Aravos and what is Callum's fate, because it has been teased so many times and it's been sort of drip fed to us with little bits here and there of Callum being corrupted and turned evil by this Aravos guy, and we're just getting closer and closer to like the inevitable of like Demon Callum. We got a little bit of a taste of it here. We got a little bit of taste of how evil Callum is, and I thought that was really cool and really badass just to see him take on this more of a darker role and fight Rayla and his little brother. It was pretty fucking sick, and it was like a really powerful season finale, like having them fight, whereas the last season finale kind of felt very lackluster and kind of left you wanting more. This one leaves you with a lot of questions, but it felt like a really good final. It felt like a final. It felt like a final should, with it being like a pretty big cliffhanger, a pretty big fight sequence, and wrapping up everything that happened throughout the season into a nice tight little bow, while still leaving room for more and a next season. And this one did that perfectly. This one did that flawlessly. I thought it was a really solid final, and I really did like it, and it's such a massive improvement from Season 4. However, in Season's 4 defense, it did have to rebuild the story, rebuild the characters, rebuild the connection between them, and get us back into the world, so I feel like that's where it lost majority of its points, because I don't think it did that all too well. However, this one is a massive jump from the 4 out of 10 that Season 4 got. It is a solid 8 out of 10 here. This is a really good season, and it makes me excited to watch Season 6 tomorrow, so I am very hyped, I'm very excited, and Season 6 will be tomorrow, so do stay tuned for that. If you do want to be notified when that does drop, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every time I do upload. I normally do 5 videos a day, and I upload them at 1 AM here in the UK, so you late sort of night owls can watch them, or you early birds can watch them when you get up. It is like just before you go to bed or just when you wake up. They are like the times I sort of aim for with my content, and that's why I post it at those times. But yeah, this season was solid. It did continue from Season 4, and it felt very coherent, and there was quite a lot of threat. This season had me feeling a lot more emotions. It made me happy, it made me sad, it made me a little anxious and put me on edge. It gave you everything that you would expect from a magical season. It filled you with wonder, filled you with excitement, and just left you wanting more. Left you wanting sort of to learn more about these characters, learn more about this world, and really wanted to make you see these characters succeed and get to the place that they needed to be. Seeing Callum as a pirate was fucking sick as well. Like, just that whole pirate scene, it's something that you don't really expect from like a medieval sort of magical world filled with elves. You don't really expect to see many pirates or sort of cutthroat scenes like that, but it was done really well. Like the pirates were really menacing, and I really liked it. I don't really know what the crystal was at the start of the season. I am going to be honest. I kind of like slept on that one a little bit, and I don't know. I like, for whatever reason, Callum's little brother gave a crystal to a dragon. He gave a crystal to a dragon, like a sea serpent, and asked for information and didn't get any. So again, I don't know where he got this crystal from. I don't know a whole lot about it, but he did not get what he wanted. But Aravos was teased a lot more, was sort of put as this big threat which is coming. He's being built up like the Thanos of this world. Like, he's being drip fed to us, he's being shown in little scenes. He's not in every episode, but his story and his backstory and his sort of threat, and we're learning more about him, why he was banished, why he's so feared, why he's so sort of hated. And I think that's really cool and really interesting, because it just makes the villain feel a lot more menacing and threatening, and like he can cause a lot of destruction and chaos just from like hearing how people talk about him and like why he's locked up and learning more about his past. It just goes into building like this really good villain, and they have hyped up this like really big climactic fight. So I'm gonna watch season 6 tomorrow, and I'll get a review out for you tomorrow as well. So I'm very excited to see where this does come in the story, if we'll get a conclusion or if we'll have to wait for whenever season 7 comes out to see the final battle between Erebos and Callum, because that is like who they're setting up to be like the big rivals, and I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. I genuinely cannot wait for it. It's lit. It's exciting. For whatever reason, they made a reference to Lord of the Rings here as well. I don't know why, but there was a reference to Lord of the Rings. Like it was like a Fellowship of the Orb or something like that they talked about at the end of the episode, like in the final of this season. Very strange, very odd. I don't know why. I don't think Lord of the Rings has much cultural significance as it used to, but then again, neither does Avatar, and that is still quite loved and revered across the fandom, so I'm pretty hyped, pretty excited. Don't have much else to say, not gonna lie. So, if you do want me to review any other movies and TV shows or anime, please do leave them down in the comments below. And I hope you all do enjoy this YouTube video, because I'll see you all in the next one. I hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.